Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's a girl gifted precious as always. Thank you so much for the love of my previous videos. Thank you for the likes, the shares, the comments. I see it all and I really appreciate. And if you're new to this channel, thank you for stopping by my channel. And please, if you like it here, do click the subscribe button so you can subscribe to my YouTube channel and turn on the notification bell so you can get notified when I post new videos. God, why am I too serious? Today it's just like a continuation of my previous video. The previous video. I don't know if a video will come up before this, but either ways, about opening my result with me and all of that. Guys, I see a lot of people coming to my DMs and saying, oh, I like the video, please leave that comment here. I mean, it's going to help the YouTube algorithm. Like, what's the essence of you watching the video and then coming to my DM when you can interact with me in the comment section? Please leave the comments. Like, I want you to talk to me in the comment section, okay? And if you think it's too personal, then you can send me a DM via my social media platforms or my email, okay? That being said, first disclaimer, I am not I don't know if I'm in the right position to give these tips. Not like I am how do I put it? I'm not a lecturer, obviously, but these are the tips that helped me, and I just thought to put it out there. Just what I did that helped me. Like, I know if you've been following my channel, you would know that I've not been in the UK for too long. I've not been in the UK for too long, and I just completed my first term, and I've seen all my results for my first term. So I think I'm in a good position to share my experience so far, being that my results so far, they've been good by the grace of God. So that's a continuation, because I asked the question if you would like to see the things I used or how I was able to achieve the results I had for my first term. Yes, the goal is to graduate with a very good result, distinction by the grace of God. God willing, I will put in the work, and then by the grace of God anyway, but I will still come back at the end, like, by God's grace. By God's grace anyway. But first off, let's just get right into the video without talking too much. The first thing is, I wrote it down, so please don't mind me if I'll be looking down at interval to pick my points. The first thing on this channel, yes, by the grace of God, it is God that has helped me through. I mean, except the Lord built a house, the builder built in vain, right? So I wouldn't have done it if it wasn't by the grace of God. I wouldn't have been able to pull through if it wasn't by the grace of God. So all things goes to God first. And secondly, another thing that helped me is attending class, paying attention to class. Do not underrate jotting down. Like, do not underrate listening and writing down things in your own words, in your own understanding. Like, that thing has really helped me a lot. You might think, oh, why do I have to write? Why do I have to jot down things? Like, there is something like understanding what the lecturer is saying, yes, and writing it in a way you understand it. It really helps, because by the time you want to read, you're reading through your own notes. You understand what you have written. You understand what you wrote. So that is one. The second thing is Google. When I say Google is your friend, it is true. Like I would always say, anything you're doing, any research you're making, someone has done it before. You're not the first. In fact, not just someone. A lot of people have written something on that, or taught something on that, and then they put it out on the internet for people like myself and yourself to search. So even if you are searching for importance of, what's the word? Let's say I'm searching for the importance of sustainability in, for example, the importance of sustainability in today's world. Even if I have to put out the importance of sustainability in today's world in Google, it will bring up a search, but it might not be sufficient for me. Now, what I do is, even if I put up what is the importance of sustainability, it will bring up its own search. I would rephrase, what is sustainability? I would rephrase, sustainability in today's world. Like, Google is, that's how it works. I really do not know how to explain it. Sorry, I think I'm covering the mic. I really do not know how it works, but it has helped me so far. Even if I have to search for a topic, I really do not, even if I go direct to search for that topic, I search for topics around it. I search for news. Like, you know, when you're, I think I'm going to leave like a box, you know, when you're searching, you search for there's a news part, there's the like all, that's the image part, there's, so I search for, like, I click on all of it to see if there is something new. Do you understand? Because it might be that in the news section that you will get the main point you're looking for. So I search for like different things, Google Scholar, like, just, okay, I'm talking about Google first, then you move on to Google Scholar. Another thing that helps is Google Scholar. Yes, even my lecturers will say, oh, you could get articles on Google Scholar. Google Scholar has helped in so many ways, because a lot of articles, a lot of journals, a lot of books, you can see it there. And the good thing is your school would always have access to some sites. Yeah, so you just have to ask them for the access to it. Sometimes when I have to download, they ask me for my student email, and once they verify that I am a student, I have access to the journals or the books or anything. So you can get access to a lot of books. Yours is just to maybe scan through the website, possibly download the books or the journals or anything, and then read to understand. Or sometimes they actually have like a review of the book, and it just tells you what the book is talking about. So if you don't like it, or this is not what you're looking for, you just move on to the next. So I rephrase just the same way I do for Google. I do the same thing for Google Scholar. So I rephrase my search topic, my search word, and just tweak it here and there, and just, it gives me different answers each time I search. I don't know if it makes sense to you, but just try to, don't be one way. Even if you're writing on maybe importance of sustainability in this, you can also maybe, whilst you're also writing the importance, there are times that you can also debunk, because you're critically analyzing something. So you're not always going one way. You're saying the importance at the same time debunking what you said. I don't know if it makes sense to you, but I hope I make sense anyway. Another thing that's helped me is YouTube. Guys, this YouTube is really underrated. Like, I started using YouTube like way back from my, when I say from my secondary school, yeah, I started using YouTube from way back, because I am a visual learner, so I know what works for me. I know that watching people do something, I really learn from it. So because I am a visual learner, YouTube helps me. I like to look, I like to see what you're doing. I don't know if it makes sense. I'm not a read person, so I like to watch. So there are some courses that sometimes I've learned chemistry from YouTube. Like, to be very honest, I've learned titration like way back, so I learned from YouTube. So YouTube is a key. There's a lot of, like, my last two of my courses last time were answered that I will plot graphs, use Excel and all of that, and I really did not understand, even though the lecturer taught, but I didn't understand it. So I had to learn from someone else's perspective, and it was a lot clearer when I watched it on YouTube. So do not underrate this YouTube you are watching. Like, that topic you need, search it, someone has talked about it, and that's facts. Like, on period, like, I don't even know what else to talk about it, but that's just fact. If you know you're a visual learner, you should understand yourself. Do you learn visually? Do you learn by reading? Do you learn by singing? Do you, like, however you learn, do you learn by graphs? Do you learn by notes? Whatever works for you, just try and leverage on that, because I know that I learn more watching videos. I try to tend towards watching more videos, or I learn more in person. I tend towards watching more in person. Another thing is the school's library. It could be the e-library, it could be the library in person. Well, my last time I borrowed a lot of books, like a lot. I think I was always, like, I am not one person that likes to read in a crowd. I like my space. So even when I go to the library, I don't go to the library. I'm sure if you watch my previous video, you see maybe a few clips of when I was in the library. I'm in the library when I have gathered all the things I want to write, and then I just sit and write. Oftentimes I am not so productive when I am in the midst of other people. I really do not function that great. But when I am sitting in my room, I'm not of that mindset that when I'm seeing my bed, I want to sleep. No, like, my undergrad, I read in my room. Like, I rarely went to the library. I only go to the library to borrow books and then come back, to learn books and then come to my room and read. But this is my space. Like when I'm seated on this table and I want to write, like nothing stops me, except I'm not in the mood, or maybe I'm feeling I still have time. Yeah, but know what works for you. If you feel your room or your space is not convenient for you, find a space that you can read in. Don't, like, if you feel reading with people works for you, then do. I really do not know how to read with people. I only read with people when I've fully understood what I want to talk about. I don't know if it makes sense. There is no point reading with people when you don't understand, or if you feel reading with them will make you understand, and that's why, like reading groups and all of that, I only do that when I fully understand, or I just ask you, what do you think of this, and then we discuss. So whatever works for you, like, you should try and get what works for you. If going to the library works for you, then by all means pick out a day and go to the library with your food, with everything you need, and find your spot and sit there and read. If reading in your room works for you, then perfect, sit in your room and read. Another thing is, if you're in the UK, you know that they are big on referencing and paraphrasing and bibliography and all of that, citation and all of that. You do not want to be penalized for plagiarism. Like, you do not want that, because there's this software they call Turnitin. So if you don't understand what Turnitin is, it's a software that when you put up your, like, it picks up maybe when you've picked up someone's word without proper referencing, or you did not cite the person properly and all of those things. So you get, like, it depends on your score. If it is really high, I think you get penalized for it, because when I uploaded it and I checked, there are places where it just shows, it highlights places that they feel are plagiarized. I don't know if it makes sense. Well, I don't even know if I make sense. I've made sense so far, but anyway, please pardon me. So you should, like, there's a site I used for referencing. Like, I really never understood referencing a lot till I got here, and then I watched YouTube videos again about using Mendeley. So I'm going to be leaving the name on the screen. In fact, every point I have talked about, I'm going to leave like something on the screen. So I use Mendeley. If you don't know how to use Mendeley, please, I'm going to possibly leave a link to a video that helped me. Like, it is step by step. It's really not difficult. It's really not difficult, because you just can link it to your Word document, and then it's just easy. You upload the file. Maybe when you download to your computer, you upload it to Mendeley, and then it is linked to your Word document. So once you're typing, you just go through it. So this is not about Mendeley, I'm just telling you. So if you want to know how to use Mendeley, please, I'm going to leave a link in my description box, hopefully by the grace of God, so you can click and watch and know how to use Mendeley. Another thing that has helped me is Quillbot. I am trying not to make this video lengthy anyway. Another thing that's helped me is Quillbot. Quillbot has helped me paraphrase. I mean, you know how when you are lifting up what someone says, or you've read from an article and then you want to write about it, you can't just say, oh, Obi is a boy. Meanwhile, you read Obi is a boy from Ada Goes to School, instance, the book. You don't just lift it, Obi is a boy. You have to cite, oh, written by this, depending on the reference style you were given in your module, if that makes sense. So I use Quillbot to paraphrase. So sometimes, though, Quillbots can be, I think I use the free version. There's a paid version, but I actually use the free version. You just copy what you want to paraphrase and put into Quillbot, and then Quillbot would paraphrase. But sometimes I really don't know, like, whilst you're paraphrasing, I like to read and make sure I understand what was paraphrased. So when I read sometimes and I really do not understand the grammar in it, I try to then maybe pick out a word and then search for synonyms. I don't know if it makes sense. Like, and then I search for synonyms or words that I can use to replace some. So I just tweak it here and there, read and read again to make sure it makes sense to me, because then again, your essay, right? Yeah. Your essay has to make sense to you first before someone else can read and understand. I don't know. Does it make sense? Yeah, it does. So anyway, another thing that has helped me is using linking words. So you're using however, in conclusion, furthermore. So you go be as if say you know it, you understand what you're talking about, but just try to, make it make sense to you. To be very honest, make your work make sense to you, so that when you're reading, you're flowing. And make sure you follow the prompt. If they say I want the literature review, the abstract, or abstract literature review introduction, like the same way, because they will always give you a prompt to follow it that way. The app says they told you this is what I want to see, do it that way. And for abstract, like, let your abstract or your introduction be catchy. Like, that's the first thing the person is saying. Your abstract should be very catchy. Your conclusion should make sense. So even if the person is just going to, because I don't know how they might know, so even if they just look through, I know that the first thing the person would read is your abstract and then your conclusion. So make it make sense. And then another thing I learned was from one of the courses, because usually some courses would have tutorial sections and the main lecture. So the tutorial sessions comes before the main lecture. So at tutorial you can ask the lecturer like different questions. So I remember when I went for tutorial, and the woman was like saying, make your cover page really catchy. Like, make it when they open your work, like the first thing they are saying is your cover page, and it really grabs their attention. So I learned it from that course. Like, I've been like, when I want to make my, I go to Google and look for really great pictures that depicts what I want to talk about, and then I design my cover page to be really, really, really beautiful, so that even when you open it, the first thing you're seeing is my cover page, and it grabs your attention immediately. Do not add too many colors. Like, do not make it too like colors everywhere, but make it in a way that when somebody opens your work, even if sometimes I send to my friends, I'm like, look at this, what do you think of this cover page? What do you think of this? Even when I did my PPT, I sent to people, I'm like, okay, what do you think of this color? Does it make sense to you? Does it match? And all of those things. I think I've really talked a lot. I don't want to keep blabbing and then you're not understanding what I'm saying. So please, if what I have said made sense, please leave a comment in the comment section. Honestly, I really like it when you tell me how you feel about my videos, when you actually interact with me. I mean, that's why I'm here. That's why I made the videos, not just for me to watch, just for you to watch. I want you to talk to me, interact with me in the comment section. Okay, and please leave your comments, share it with your friends, your family. I hope you like this video, and I hope you choose to stay. If you've not subscribed, please, why? Come on, like, please subscribe. Just hit the subscribe button so you can help your girl grow. Okay, and thank you so much for all the love, like all of it. I am super grateful. Okay, and I'm going to see you in my next video. Stay safe and be good. Bye. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. One thing again is using sticky notes. So for every time I have a lecture, in fact, at the beginning of every semester, at the beginning of every term, I like to write out all the courses I'm doing and then the grades I want to achieve for those courses. Yeah, I like to put it down, and so that each time I come to read, and I like to like have like a lot of words, like I like to have like a lot of words that basically just explains, like, gives me hope. So when I read, like, God's power works best in my weakness, like when I am down and I'm really not understanding what I'm doing, I just look through and get to help myself, like, be in line with the word of God. And I like to write out all of my courses and the grades I expect. At each course, I like to write the course code, and the deadline. If I have the individual assignments, and maybe I have 2 assignments to submit, I write when the deadline for the first one is and the deadline for the second one. So I'm always reminded anytime I look at my board. I know when my deadline is. I don't know if it makes sense to you, so that you do not forget. Like, you're humans, you have a lot of things going on for you. Like, I just like to put it all up here, and it has really helped me. Okay, yeah.